Who dat? Marhold. Marhold just roaming around doing Marhold things. To be fair, the best vampires are the ones where you question whether they're bad or not just as good as yet beneficial to have around. Yeah, Vampire Masquerade is great with that. Multiple clans with different intention and reasons. Yep, fully agree. Nuanced vampires, very interesting. Count Dracula vampires, slightly less so. And that's why vampires are one of my favourite villains. They are interesting. Dragons as well, can be. Red dragons, less so. Green dragons, those are interesting. Metallic dragons, very interesting. Can't wait for the new Vampire Masquerade. Yeah, I really do wonder what's happening with that. And no, I don't know. That I'm genuinely interested about what's happening with Vampire. Yeah, the latest I know is that they fired the development studio and have probably hired a new one, though I don't know who. If anyone knows who they've hired, then I'd be very interested. Like, it's the kind of thing I could probably find out if I wanted to, but I haven't. I'm trying to think what other, like, nuanced villains I quite like. Because I'm sure there are some in literacy and fantasy. Can I find out? For the greater good? The greater good. Reminds me, I need to play the vampire mod for CK3. Yeah, Quill was playing that the other day. I really need to check out that series because I'm curious. Also, I watched the entirety of Quill's Vampire Masquerade playthrough. Like, I know nothing about it. I'm not sure that I could manage how janky Vampire the Masquerade seems to be. But just watching somebody else play it, brilliant. It's really interesting. Demons, devils. Demons, no. Devils? Yeah, okay. Probably slightly more than... slightly less than vampires or dragons. But I think devils done well would be interesting. Demons I have zero interest in. Demons are just bad for the sake of being bad. Also, they're bad. / eat your souls. Bad. Ironicus was good. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 2. More intruders have entered the complex, Master. Drat. Sooner than we had anticipated. No matter, this will prove to be a slight delay. One of the best introductions to any game. Like, the start of Baldur's Gate 2, incredible. If you've never played Baldur's Gate 2, I'd recommend... In fact, Baldur's Gate in general, one of the best RPGs ever written. It's brilliant. And now that it's got the remasters, I hear are also very, very good. I haven't played the remasters, but I understand they're excellent too. Essentially, the oldest demons that don't do evil for evil are demons, not demons. Daemons as in demons. Yeah, it's just one of the things I've started to read more into is the different layers of hell and the abyss in Dungeons and Dragons, although that's more... The abyss, I think, is the bad for the sake of being bad, which I'm not interested in. The layers of hell, more so. Like Baphomet and Asmodeus and the others. See, those demons I would see more as devils, because most of their lieutenants are devils. Which is why... Yeah, okay. Demons without the A, I don't like. Demons with the A, which I would more consider to be devils, yeah, fine. Still not my favourite villains, but they are more interesting. Yeah, I still haven't got very far into Wrath of the Righteous, so no spoilers, please. I actually just started it again. I didn't like my Arcanist character. Unfortunately, I'm not going to stream it because it just doesn't get the viewership it needs to maintain. Which is unfortunate. Some RPGs seem to do well, like Baldur's Gate seemed to be pretty watchable, but Wrath of the Righteous fell off, and it fell off hard. Like, even Solasta fell off pretty hard, but I could tell I was nearing the end of Solasta, so I could continue. But for Wrath of the Righteous, I wasn't even out of the first city yet, and I was getting less than 100 viewers. And that's just not... I can't keep that going. Having the same problem, reach the end of the first act and lose interest in my character. Well, it wasn't so much I was losing interest in the character. Like, the Arcanist is perfectly fine. I just felt like a sorcerer was more effective. So I went back and rolled a sorcerer. Like, the problem with the Arcanist is you're splitting your skills over intelligence and charisma, and that just doesn't work. Not with the way that stats are rolled. I like how today's session has just ended up in us just talking about the bad guys in various different settings. There's like one massive war, but otherwise it's just been kind of very, very low-key as people build up after the ruinous wars that have defined the previous two sessions. Like, I feel like the players really did need to kind of sit back and lick their wounds a little. Arcanist lends as well to one of the subclasses. Yeah, see, I was playing as the Eldritch Font. The problem with the Eldritch Font is I think it's only really effective in turn-based mode, where you have more fine control over when you use the spell boosts. But I kind of prefer non-turn-based just because the game moves quicker. And that makes it hard to use. And I kind of suspect that Lan is also going to be a lot more effective in turn-based than non-turn-based. Although he still hits like a freaking truck. Land's broken in both modes. He's pretty strong. No doubt about that. How's Lorent doing? Fine. I mean, everything at the moment is just really quiet. There isn't a huge amount to say about it. Oh, you have a wizard. 563. Not a 666, which is what you need. Have you made them a general? No. Interesting. Meanwhile, Vern is still beating up on Rezenkand, Osgaram and Durasanel, which is going to be mostly just stuff over here. And Rezenkand down there. Although their one entry to the Rezenkand Island has been occupied. Rezenkand is still really big. Especially with Chaos now being in a bit of a better position to support New World nations. I'm still amazed that Haraf is still alive. I would have expected Nur Ebethil and Jordland to have gobbled it by now, but they just haven't. Or Bolisarvo. Oh no, they can't reach. And then these guys still exist. There's literally just one more going on right now. And that's Vern. Someone just died. Vern is still the Emperor, and I think this guy just rose as the Emperor. However, if there were another election right now, he would not be elected. Probably because he has no heir. Correct. 22-year-old, another mage, a 466. Wow. He's pretty good. You've got a mage who is not your ruler. And is a conquistador. Interesting. Probably granted by event or mission. Small country pieced out, but small country did get Rover Bob, which is one of the forts, so this stuff is going to be easy to gobble up and then you can get in through the back. Meanwhile, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Bjornrik comes knocking again. In 1600, so in 5 years from now, small country in 1607. And small country probably took that, so if Bjornrik decided to try to come through, that would cut him off. So small country, I assume, needs this. For whatever the nefarious needs are. Oh, small country has a whole bunch of colonization stuff. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Expel the Reavers. That's this bit, as we assumed. Expand Midnoy. Southroy. Where's... Oh. Oh, that's into Lorent. Oh dear. Dragon Hills you already have. That's going into Lorent. So you've got 2 missions that go down into the Flood Marches and Middenroy. Oh no, that's not Flood March. Oh, that's that bit. The bit they keep fighting Arboran over. I mean, I could definitely see that continuing to be a problem. And then become a great power. While Lorent and Goward are not great powers, yeah, I don't see that happening. Fleet of small traders. Own 5 provinces across 3 different trade companies. I don't see that happening. And then Sarhol placeholder, apparently. Yeah, one of these days I do need to sit down and watch Starship Troopers. One of these days. There are a lot of forts in small country. Yeah, all of these are because that's the border between Lorent and Gowed. So they're actually built by the 2 superpowers, not small country. They're just left over. And then these ones are Gowed protecting against Vitesk, I think, primarily. Like, there's a reason there aren't nearly as many down here, because that's deeper inside Lorentish territory. And Lorent has moved their capital to Lorentaine. And has started to go a little bit more deeply into their mission trees. Needs to build a marketplace, a temple and a workshop in Lorentaine. Marketplace, workshop, no temple. Could do it though, easily enough. Which would lead to... what? A massive increase in development. And then the old port stuff and the university. Meanwhile, Lorent's building training fields. Lorent knows that their weakness is manpower. Lorent is building more manpower. So what do we think? What's Lorent going to get next? Maritime ideas to continue persecuting the navies of Vern and Anbennar. Naval, maybe. Though I feel like maritime might be more useful, or possibly going industrial or economic. maybe industrial to double down on the production income they get from all the wine. Because their production income is actually almost as much as their trade income. And they are very, very wealthy. Lorent at this point is basically the stage that I was at, starting to ramp up manpower production, but I hadn't quite got there yet. But I feel like, because they control most of the wine lords, that it's a stronger Lorent than mine was. And their military is definitely much stronger. So out of interest, where are these modifiers coming from? Halfling Free Company, Bayonet Leaders, and Private to Marshal. Don't know. Adian is buffed because they got the cult, which I didn't have. Laurentish Traditions is normal. Finest of Horses is a mission. Reform Knights of the Rose is a mission. Shock and Awe, I think, is an event. And Copper Bottoms is... I think that might also be an event, actually. Yeah, Reform Knights of the Rose ends in 2 years. Oh, of course, all of these guys will have the League War buff as well. Right. Partway through the mission tree. Lorent's mission tree or Rubenair's mission tree? Oh, Adian's not buffed? You sure? I feel like that's already buffed compared to... I think it used to be 10%, not 20. Because remember, Regent Court and Corrin had a redo since I played as Lorent. Tolerance of Heretics -3. Mortal Court Tier 5 Government Reform. Let's see what that is. Picking Adian as the Patron God will additionally come with an additional +1 admin power. Corrin will be unlocked as a Patron God once again. Change of Adian. Cavalry combat ability +20%. See, it's already there. It adds the monthly admin power. So the military boost has already happened. The admin power hasn't. And then there's a discipline boost as well. Yeah, see, none of that stuff existed when I played as Lorent. I didn't get those crutches. Adenica's mission tree does look interesting. I might need to try them myself after the Gnomish game, maybe. Will there be more Hearts of Iron tonight? Yes, there will be. At 10 PM this evening, we're going to be doing some Hearts of Iron, which is going to continue the World Ablaze Soviet playthrough. Next week, we're going to have a bunch of new things happening too. So I've got the Lord and Villain key now, so that'll be happening early next week. I've got Far Cry 6, which I might do a bonus stream tomorrow of, because I really want to play it myself. Otherwise, that's going to be next week as well. What else do I have? Let me just double check my list. Oh yeah, and I might try Songs of Six as well, which seems to be kind of a Dwarf Fortress meets RimWorld type game. And unlike Dwarf Fortress, it's actually got graphics, so it might be a bit easier to see what's happening. That's a what's the word? Demo. Oh, that's a war. That's a player war. Adenica has finally declared war on Coruvia, which is being protected by Eberthil. Arboran seems to have really grown. Oh, that was against Ashiant. Yeah, they've taken all of this from Ashiant. Fair enough. Conwell seems to be growing a bit more. But this is the fight that we were expecting for a while, and it is now 5-9. Oh, that's a very strategic move. Declaring war on Coruvia right at the end of the session so that if we do get a new player in, they're going to go, I don't want to play as Coruvia. They're fighting Adenica right now. Putting people off playing as a nation just because they start the session at war. Military has always been 20% for Adians, has been since the start of the game. Start of this game or the start of Anbennar? Because I honestly don't remember Adian being that strong for me when I was playing as Lorent. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the start of this session. I'm talking about when I played as Lorent. I can be wrong. Of course, I will fully bow to the fact that I could be wrong, but I don't remember it being that strong. Because I think the main buff that Lorent got was the 20% cavalry combat that they get as a national idea. That hasn't changed. But getting another 20% as one of the cults? Not sure about that one. Oh, wow. We've been getting a lot of follows and things which apparently have not been coming through. At least I haven't heard them. Froggy, thank you very much for the follow. Afro Jackon coming in with a 19-month resubscription. Thank you very much for the ongoing support there. Norkel Mark, thank you very much for the follow. And Thusquoth the Innkeeper coming in with a 39-month tier 2 resubscription. Thank you very much for the ongoing support there as well. Innkeeper, I'm very sorry that I missed those. Sorry about that. Evening, Maudlings, says Innkeeper. Hello. That is quite a lot of aggressive expansion that Adenica's gotten. Players seem to be very reluctant to actually join coalitions, I've noticed that. The strongest. Oh, proving themselves strongest so the orcs follow them. That's interesting. If the deluge is over when you enact this, gain stability. Huh. Yep, definitely going to need to try the Denica missions. Also, I think that Coruvia would probably be interesting. The vampires. Although I feel like there's a couple of playthrough... Well, man, that mission tree is huge. There are a couple of missions. Oh, sorry, a couple of people. I know Lambert was playing as Coruvia in one of his series. That's a mission world tree. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's just Chief. Thank you very much for the follow. And that one I did see pop up, so I think I just genuinely missed the resubs. I'm sorry about that, everyone. State firearm regiments, but you've not enabled them. I think I probably would do that if I wanted the extra drilling capabilities. Meanwhile, Lorent's maximum manpower is now 481. What's Vern's? 467. Lorent is caught up, and they've caught up quickly. Vern's income right now, 192. Lorent's income, 270. Yep. And Torshin is saying the end of this year. So we've got 12 months until the end. Still well under the governing capacity limit. For Lorent. I really wish I had access to the ledger, because I could spend this like downtime looking through it to see who has the most ships, and who has the most income, and who has the most trade, and who has the biggest army, and who has the most professionalism. Unfortunately, because it's locked for the players, it's locked for me as well. And I never really saw the point of locking the ledger. I mean, people are just going to load the game up afterwards and just check for themselves anyway. Which, by the way, is a thing that I freaking hate in these games, but you cannot stop it. Lorent's becoming a vampire. Oh, he's had that vampire thing for a while now. It's a mission Yggdrasil. Today, my bard day. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Allowing people to believe in the wrong faith. Jack! What's Anbennar cost done now? Tolerance of heretics +1, tolerance of heathens +2, tolerance of true faith +3. Oh, Anbennar cost is Regent Court. I had not realised that. They've converted back to Regent Court after going Corin. And currently have 10% unity and are not actually converting anyone. Okay. Wow. City of the World's Desire. Construction cost -10, development cost -15, trade power +5, trade power +20%, local production efficiency +10, local tax +10, army tradition decay -1, shipbuilding -25, prestige +1, advisor cost -15, tech cost -5, local defensiveness +33, republican tradition +0.3, imperial authority growth +15. And that's a local modifier for Anbennar cost. So those local powers are literally just for that city, not for everything they own. That's what I was trying to understand there. Because it was also coming in with a whole bunch of modifiers, like the advisor cost and the tech cost. It's like, or is it? Is that for the entire nation, or is that literally local to Anbennar cost? It's the problem when the nation is called the same thing as their province. And then the Republic. They are already a Republic, so what's with proclaiming the Republic? Oh, you know what? We were going to check a Denico with that government reform. Level 5. I thought. Must add another level 5, which is not currently displayed. I guess. It was one of these. I thought. Yeah. Mortal Court Tier 5 government reform. So we don't actually know what that does. But it sounds cool. Let me guess, it adds more cavalry combat ability. That's the British way of doing religion. Every monarch picks a new state religion. Local modifiers for the province apply to the whole nation, like the prestige and advisor cost. Right. I'm just surprised they did it that way as opposed to going, okay, these are the local modifiers, and then these are the faction ones. Coruvia and Adenica are currently having a big fight, although it is now the 1st of January, and the battle is still ongoing, although Coruvia is currently fighting a -2, and wow, they've got a lot of morale now. 7.3, I wonder if that's one of the highest. I'll bet it is. Adenica's been interesting to watch. Anyway, that is bringing us to a close here, so what I think I'm going to do is 2 things. First of all, remember, and this is more serious, you guys are not involved in playing this game. The players are playing for themselves. Please don't send random DMs to the players currently playing. It's not on, it's not cool. Don't do it. Like, criticising some of the actions, criticising some of the plays here in chat, fine. We're together, we're kind of watching that. We have the overview, but sending messages individually to the players, not on, please don't do it. We've had some complaints about that from last week in particular, where random viewers from the streams were messaging the players. Don't do it. Okay? Okay. Next thing, we're going to go and listen to what the players are currently saying. We'll stick around with them for a couple of minutes. I will warn you, things are likely to get loud. Actually, are they grouping together? They're just in their own little channels at the moment. Otherwise, I'll just move on to the next. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're actually gathering together. In that case, I'm going to say thank you everyone for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, be sure to hit that follow button to get notifications when we are live again in the future. If you've really enjoyed this, then please do consider subscribing. Helps the channel out, lets me do this kind of content in the future. Or if you've really enjoyed this and you want to support the channel other ways, check out the Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/MordredViking. I do have a YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/MordredViking, and also a Discord, which you can find at the Discord link, which will be incoming in just a second. We should go and raid somebody. Let's go and see who is currently live. Lambert is currently playing Old World. Let's go and raid Lambert. It's been a while. We've raided Templin quite a lot recently. So head on over to Lord Lambert, say hello from Mordred Viking. I'd love to see his chat absolutely lit up by the Viking raid, which you can do by copying and pasting Viking raid just like this, or if you are a subscriber and you're coming with the long ships, you can do that one. But bear in mind that will only work if you are actually a subscriber. Anyway, that's it for me for now. I will be back again 10 o'clock this evening for some Hard to Find 4. We're going to be playing some more World of Blaze with the Soviet Union, and Barbarossa is still to come. So thanks everyone for watching. I will see you all later. Till then, bye-bye. Oh, Avatar Nikai only caught a couple of streams Old World and Hard to Find from yesterday. Enjoyed what I've seen. Thanks for the stream. Awesome. Glad to hear that, Nikai. Thank you.